Hello, hello. How is it going? Hope all is well. And it looks like today's winner is Ray. So, congratulations. It must be that 11 in your name. That's 11 and then I thought that was 111, but it's 11. Hey, crazy mom. So, hey, Luminous. Let me go ahead and plug in this phone while I'm thinking of it. It's about... So I've already seen this, but it was really good. So I think it's a good reminder. He talks about the bottom of the driveway of Dawn and Candace's, and there's several clips in here where the bottom of the driveway gets brought up. There's even something in here I never even heard that call with I'm not sure who that was on the phone that he puts in this video, but where they're talking about somebody being in the woods. Hey, Jessica. There's my hubby. Hey, Robin. Lisa. Oh, it is like the hottest day of the year today, I think. I mean, where I'm at, it feels hotter outside than it's been this whole summer, in my opinion. And I walk out there, I take walks every day. It says it feels like 102 degrees outside, but it's actually 96. Yeah, it's definitely, this is the hottest day. Oh, yay! Tomorrow it goes down to 82 degrees. Sorry for those of you guys that are going to go do things for the holiday weekend. It looks like it's going to drop like 15 degrees, but it's still going to be 80 degrees. Cool, I can mow tomorrow. I've been putting that off because it is way too hot. No, ma'am. Looks like a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there. Feels like it too. Oh, it's horrible. It's really bad. I about didn't even go and get my Diet Coke this morning. That incident in the woods happened when BK was visiting Wells, but that is the extent of my knowledge on that. Interesting. Interesting. That's a very important time around that time. In my opinion, that would have been around December of 2021. So odd how wow. I'm sorry. I need to not get ahead of myself because some of you guys might not know this, but I'm just thinking of things that were in this video and in that call. I'm like, pretty odd how Jody Sue just shows up at the bottom of the driveway when they all see see little Andy or Damien, I guess, whatever the hell his name is. Oh, you think the incident in the woods only happened? Yeah, actually, I think you're right because I think it said July 1st. Now that I remember, July 1st, 2021. That's weird. That is so weird. Maybe she thought she would get some kind of info on. She sent him up there, more than likely. I mean, how did she end up right at the bottom of the driveway, right when, you know what I mean? Blaring her horn and being like, oh, that's my son. Don't kill him. Don't kill him. That's what I don't know if she was saying that, but that's what I'm imagining. Not my little booger. Of course, I don't want anybody getting hurt, but that's weird. Why would you put your son in danger anyways? You know, like, pretty weird. And even if, like, she didn't have, I mean, she knew he was in there because she showed up, like, immediately. I don't know. Odd. You'll have to listen to me and tell me what you guys think. Hey, Kathy, Plant Diva. Okay. Might as well just get started.
Today, in Relish School, we're going to go over
I have to
some
say,
of Wells' case.
Does it say
There's one fact.
My favorite part? Hold on.
Relish School has never went over the bottom of the driveway.
Maybe he just.
Well,
Damn,
from the Ben Hill Road down there at the bottom.
Whatever it
bottom of
says.
that driveway.
They were standing at the bottom of their driveway.
Standing at the bottom of your driveway.
It was at the bottom of the driveway area, right?
Are you aware that Don Wells is saying that your son was at the bottom of the driveway playing with his boys the day Summer came up missing?
No, I was not.
He was hanging with Jody.
So look at that wood.
Area, right?
Are you aware that Don Wells is saying that your son was at the bottom of that driveway?
Look at that wood pile. Hold on.
Standing at the bottom of their driveway.
Look at that wood pile right there. Okay. Now there's a bench there.
Standing at the bottom of your driveway.
It was at the bottom of the driveway area, right?
I liked how he put that in there because what's it say to the left of that on the sign? I haven't been there since I haven't been there, I don't think. Maybe I have.
Are you aware that Don Wells is saying that your son was at the bottom of the driveway playing with his boys the day Summer came up missing?
No, I was not.
He was hanging with Jody Sue.
Damn.
It's a damn killer.
Killer? It's so good.
Y'all can hear the thunder. Kaboom. Shake the ground.
Kaboom.
Welcome, everyone. The Relish School brought to you by the Killer Loose channel. Now,
Oh, it's for
I
four
want y'all to
hours.
come. Lend me y'all time. I won't keep you long while I present some of my.
Right? Curiosity? Pretty strange, right? Looks like the same exact wood pile all these years later. Like they never used their heater after that last delivery. Or maybe they wouldn't deliver anymore, but looks like the same pile. That's something that Fred noticed too and has been very suspicious about is the wood pile. I mean, I don't know how, like, something could be put there. And that's why I told Fred, something could be put there without, like, somebody seeing. He was like, well, in plain sight's the best, you know, because nobody thinks in plain sight that somebody's going to put something in plain sight. But All right. Hold on. Do they still have that house? Yeah, from my understanding. What the heck? Why is he wearing a mask? He always does. It looks like, I think he's really into, Halloween, I think, is probably his favorite holiday. If I took a really good guess.
Data that I bring to the table here at Rudder School with everybody else. Today, in Rudder School, we're going to go over the Summer Wells case. Summer Wells was 5 years old when she was reported missing from her home on June 15, 2021, in the Hawkins County area of Tennessee. I wasn't gonna get bad till we opened up class. We all came to discuss it. There's one fact. Rudder School has never went over the bottom of the driveway. We hear this term many times in the case from many people who were around Summer at the time of her disappearance. The bottom of the driveway was a very interesting spot. Let me explain why. Vehicles cannot make it all the way up the Wells driveway as they live on a really steep incline. A lot of vehicles will park at the bottom of the driveway and you will walk up the driveway and have someone come pick them up from the top of the driveway down. All packages delivered are to be left at the bottom of the driveway. The wood that was delivered to the Wells was always dropped off at the bottom of the driveway.
The day we took the wood, we posted pictures in that group. Okay, we was up there. Me, my son-in-law, and my daughter. Me and my daughter was in the house. Candace, my son-in-law, was unloading the woods.
Ah, shit. Sorry. Shit. I didn't mean to. I checked and haven't blocked Fred, so how did this happen? Can you help me? What do you mean? What happened? I've been muted for like 3 minutes. Fred says, Shay, Jody Sue was the one that deleted it from her community page. Oh, why did you think it was you? I'm confused. Hold on. Let me show that post, by the way, that she's talking about. I posted this today. This is a comment Fred made. This is Jody Sue's, isn't it? Is this not Jody Sue's? Right here, Jody Sue. Oh, you put the same one on Jody Sue's as well. Did you see that it says user? I mean, for some reason, his name's not coming up there. It's just this circle F and then user blah, blah, blah. I don't know why it does that. That's weird. Okay. Hold on. You replied to yourself. Why did you reply to yourself? That's weird. What the fuck? You sit and talk to yourself all day? What is this? Sorry, I'm talking about Jody Sue. He's fucked and y'all know it. Say as you like to. What? There's Fred right here. Why is she messaging herself? Am I just seeing this wrong? Oh, when you get so messed up every month at check time that you try to put out receipts by talking to yourself. Notice how every month when older disabled people get their money, there comes out a wild story or she's mathed up, drunk or paranoid. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm glad that you noticed that too. Weird. That's so weird. Why are you doing that? You guys, why is she freaking doing this stuff? Is Fred, she's talking to herself. That is so weird. Yellow bumper stickers. It is. Effing around here, or around today here. Look, and it says Wednesday too, so it looks like she because she put this out yesterday, so it's like, what the fuck? Yes, that's her talking to herself. I don't understand it. I know, Shay. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh my God, am I seeing this correctly? That's what I'm like. That's why we stay so confused, is because this type of stuff. And you know how many people are going to believe she's talking to somebody, even though it really says you replied to yourself? Is that why she deleted? Because it's so obvious that she tried to freaking fabricate some kind of evidence. If this does not show you guys anything, I don't know what can. Wow. Utah online. Okay. Tell Fred I love him. Love you, Ziggy and Fred. Chris. Aww. Well, thank you, Chris. We hope you're doing good. I think you tried to call me yesterday. I saw, or a day before, but I did not notice it at the time. Did she delete it? Isn't that what Fred said, or which one? Could she be blowing someone's phone up and it's all her messages in a big chunk, or am I reading it wrong? It's all her messages. That's why it's so weird. Wait, let me pull it up on, because if I pull it up on a phone, you know, sometimes you can tap it, and is there more to it? Nope, that's it. Wow, Jody Sue. This is amazing evidence for us. And it's funny that she put up I guess a post yesterday saying how my live yesterday, I just completely implicated me and Fred, or something like that. Something she was trying to say, basically trying to say I just screwed myself. I just told on me and Fred. Oh my gosh, so much evidence she got yesterday on my live, I guess. Like, glad I could help you out, Jody Sue. That is, yeah, that's a poor, very poor. Yeah, I know. I wish I had somebody message me and tell me I need to get a cease and desist. I wish, like, we were talking last night how we need a lawyer, like, really bad, but that's something we'll have to figure out, I guess, once we finally get up here, which doesn't look like that's going to be until, like, a few more weeks. So Jody Sue deleted my comment and blocked me on her community page. Yeah, odd. Number 25, Yorkshire, thank you. It was thoughtful of Chris. He's very thoughtful. So this is what I posted on my community wall, the same comment. So Fred says, so if you ever see this user EU7, just remember EU7, that's Fred. Once we get in the same establishment, I will fix it for him. But he says, what's so funny? You all have been by where I was staying, not me going to where you stay. Yay, thank you, Cotton Candy. It's good to see you here. Not me going to where you stay, good evidence, Jody Sue. Why was Andy and Don by my place? Why is this silver minivan sitting really close to where I was staying? Who drives a minivan, Jody Sue? Maybe Andy's parents? Just saying. So who is stalking who, Jody Sue? If I was stalking you, don't you think I would be on the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office surveillance camera at the corner of Reservoir and Log Hollow Road? Come on, Jody Sue, come on now. So what are you really scared of? What might I know or seen on the 15th of June, 2021? It's funny how much good information I got on recording. Can you remember everything that you said in 3 days? I don't think you do. Good to know you have evidence, Jody Sue. I'm live, Caitlin. I'm live. Please come over. If they bring some. Hold on, guys. So I don't think that, but I do believe she's protecting somebody, Lisa. I don't believe that she was hit by a car, but I do believe the other part, that she's protecting her oldest or somebody she loves. Maybe this whole thing between her and Andy is just like a ruse. Maybe they, I hear they were in the same chat yesterday. I don't know. Maybe it's all like just confusion. Yeah, that's her, Rose. All right, so let's go back to killer looks then. So right here, we're at the bottom 110 facing into the holler. I don't see any driveway. You're not, why do you, Tracy, why do you act like you're just like so close? No, why does it seem like you're always at the bottom of Jody or Don and Candace's driveway? That's so weird. I mean, it doesn't seem like you were hanging out there before Summer went missing much. Hey, Connie. Black t-shirt, black jeans, black and black.
Sent to me tonight of Jody Sue. I'm going to pull that up right now. Can you just say, is you wrap him? Okay, when I showed you that picture of Jody Sue said, what did you say about the person in the woods? That's him? That's who you saw that day in the woods, okay. Someone was in the woods, they heard the driveway alarm go off. Two people went down the driveway, one chased the guy through the woods screaming, I'm gonna kill you, USOB, okay? Candace jumped in her vehicle.
Yeah, because wasn't this when, was Cam and Allie there at the time? I want to know why her son was in the woods several times and over 6 people saw him. Yep, that's pretty damning evidence. I'm sure she won't answer that. And why that wood pile where that bench is now? What the fuck? What happened right there?
About that time, the girl that was in the woods, Jody Sue pulled up into the driveway, started screaming for Candace and blowing her horn. That's Jody Sue's son coming out the woods. At that time, the girl that was in the woods, Jody Sue pulled up into the driveway, started screaming for Candace and blowing her horn. That's Jody Sue's son coming out the woods. Jody Sue, when she said something to them, Jody Sue said no, he was just checking my mailbox. She said he wasn't checking the mailbox. I chased him through the woods. He come out of the woods. Okay, then Candace said no, he's just checking her mailbox. He's alright. So nothing was ever said other than between us about it.
The dog trail comes. Whoa, this is interesting too. This is extremely interesting. Off Don's property and goes onto Dobbs' property and continued to Andy's. It's never been talked about. Interesting. So it goes across the road.
They even hand off of drugs or money that happened at the bottom of the driveway, making it a centralized drop spot.
Let me ask you another question on the. You happen
Ask me another question.
like recording. What was the money that Don handed you for
When?
on the 15th? Standing at the bottom of your driveway when they said supposedly searching for summer. When I was recording you for the police.
Okay, I don't remember him giving me any money on the 15th.
When? He was buying more time to think of what he was going to say. Do you ever hear from Fred? Like, when? What? Buying time? Like, never. He just answers. Because the truth is the truth, and it just comes out. Like, the truth is, you don't have to think. Andy is always like, trying to buy time with his answers, saying, I don't know. He knows what money Fred's talking about. This showdown between Andy and Fred happened like when Fred, in March? So 5 months ago? So for 2 years, or for 3 years, he's heard about this money exchange, and he wants to be like, what? What? Like, he doesn't know what Fred's talking about. Stop. You know what he's talking about, because it's the same money we've talked about from the fucking beginning. I'm not muted. Can you guys hear me? You guys can't hear me? Somebody say, press 1 if you... Okay, good. Gosh, that freaked me out again. Dang it. Okay, good. Earlier, I don't know what you guys missed, because somebody said I was muted for like 3 minutes. I don't think Shay's behind. But anyways, she probably just accidentally turned it down. He knows exactly what he was driving that day. I bet everyone on that road knows what they were driving that day, June 15, 2021. So we're going to listen to this again. I love this.
You can listen to Don and Candace, some of his parents, drop spot.
Let me ask you another question on the. You happen
Ask me another question.
like recording. What was the money that Don handed you for
When?
on the 15th? standing at the bottom of your driveway when they supposedly searching for Summer. When I was recording you for the police.
Okay, I don't remember him giving me any money on the 15th.
You can listen to Don and Candace, Summer's parents, speak about the bottom of the driveway. Don describes a four-wheel drive vehicle, a Ford Escape, or a Bronco at the bottom of the driveway. Candace speaks of a blue minivan at the bottom of the driveway.
I thought it was a four-wheel drive, like Ford Escape or a Bronco or
It looked
something.
like a blue minivan to me, but I don't know.
Small blue minivan.
That's what it looked like to me.
So I saw somebody in the comments try to, of course, because some people, because we have already put out there that Fred's sister has a blue minivan. And she was one of the people on the road that was on camera. Also, the other blue van, Fred saw a picture of a girl of a blue minivan. In the passenger side was a mixed girl that he now knows to be true. He didn't know who it was at the time, and he said he didn't know who it was. He couldn't see who was driving. And yes, I saw somebody else mentioning why, and no, it wasn't. Fred's sister is not involved, it wasn't Fred. Somebody put in the comments, of course they had a freaking. We aren't hiding anything. We don't care. But you guys need to know this so we can figure things out. You need to know, So, what was I was going to say after that? Shit. Did Andy's son drive? I don't even know. Was he even old enough to drive when Summer went missing? Well, yeah, probably. Was Andy ever known to drive Jody's mom's truck? Oh, that's right. With the side door open on the minivan. Okay. So the minivan, the side door was open. The one that the mixed girl was in. I'll just say mixed girl, but Fred said he believes it was true now that he knows who she is. And so the van door was open. That's weird. I wonder, do you think that it's like it doesn't close or something, Fred? That's why it was like that? Yeah, this hasn't been mentioned, guys, because it didn't seem like a big deal at the time. If you know where, tell me exactly where those cans are in my last video. Vans. I don't know if he'd know where in the road they would have been. So yes, Fred's sister was on camera. This other blue van was on camera. Yes, the dark truck was on camera, but they don't have a shot. You can't see who's driving it or who's inside. I saw somebody else asking that. Oh, wouldn't it be? Yes, it was on camera. They don't have good enough footage that Fred saw anyways, or pictures. I guess the windows were tinted in the blue truck. Jody parked at the gas station a while back doing a live, and she was in a red truck. I think it could have been her mom's truck. Probably November Rain. The van, that van was on Thompson's camera. Okay. The dark truck that pulled out in front of Pell's wife. No, the dark truck that Fred saw Andy coming into following that day on the 15th. The dark blue truck. I don't know if it's the same one. That would be crazy, but it's a tinted like GMC or like Chevy, right, Fred? GMC. Was it extended? The blue van I saw with the door open was parked at a trailer. Remember? Yeah. Fred said, "Isn't that the same one, Fred, that I showed you? That's the trailer, isn't it? Oh, it's a different one? That's a different van? Okay. But dark blue Chevy truck, single cab. That's what I'm wondering, Bonston's mom. Why, and why is it a secret? Why'd you tell me happy birthday and you're... Happy birthday,
dear Ziggy. Happy birthday to you. And many more until the fall. Happy birthday, Ziggy.
It's not my birthday, silly. Oh, gosh. My birthday was almost 6 months ago. I'm already halfway to another birthday, Chris. Yeah, I have that picture somewhere. And that picture I thought was, who did you say that house is at? I thought that was the Crawford's house, but I guess Fred told me whose house it was. And I can't freaking remember. That was Chris. Hey, yo, Ziggy. Hey, Lady J.
Audio witnesses. Jody Sue and her 2 kids heard a scream. The children report the scream coming from the bottom of the driveway area.
You may have heard the scream coming from way out here, like through here somewhere.
I mean, it's possible.
So the front passenger side. So the camera, or the van that you saw the girl in, the mixed girl that was in the passenger side, you're saying that so the van door was slid open. It was open. So the back, and then at the front passenger side, that door is a different color. Didn't Cotton them have a blue van too, or his brother? 2 vans also at Brad W. is supposed to be mom's house, but they look nicer than the one at the trailer. Has a different color passenger fender or something. What does True's man drive? I'm not sure, but I don't think she was with him when Summer went missing. That's right. I've got the picture in my earlier videos. I thought the same. Her and Andy are just acting like they do and think they have us fooled. Have you seen a picture of Hunter's girlfriend? In my opinion, she looks a lot like True. Just curious. Oh, I'll have to find that, Wondering Hearts. And show them. Oh my God, I've been on pause and I thought that was Ziggy was muted. That's so funny. So you have not seen the picture of Hunter's girlfriend. Yeah, I'll have to find that for you. And you guys, how messed up is it that she wasn't really pregnant? That shit pisses me off. I'm sorry, I just remembered that and it fucking pisses me off so bad. Like, what the freak, dude? You know, and then if I come to find out if H is involved in some way, which he was a minor, and I think it's messed up that anybody got him involved in anything like that if they did. But why? That would just be like, that's just so messed up. That's like another way to make money off of Summerwell's disappearance. You know, and lie about that? Yeah, I know, Delta Ray. Come to find out that was a whole lie. It's really messed up. I mean, I watched those streams that they did, you know, not a lot of it, but I watched a little bit of them, you know, on camera, talking about how happy they are, and Hunter and his girlfriend up there on Andrew's panel on video, talking about, you know, acting like she had this baby bump and stuff. Probably 120 acres. I don't know.
But to me, it's always come from the bottom of the. Because that first day, it hit me in a different way than it did kids. But I knew from where I was hearing it from, it was wrong, right? And I knew that it was not possible to be in a location, and the kids knew that it was at the bottom of the driveway area, right? And I explained that to the cops. I was like, but it was where I was sitting in the cabin is the reason it carried to me a little differently.
Later, Jody spoke on how they got the wrong driveway.
Did you take the wrong one? That would be my question to you. Driveway's so close. Did you try it before and failed? And then the next couple years later, fucked up to take the wrong one? There's money just involved. Is there a plane there from like 1 end down? I don't know. Only time will tell.
There are many statements from many different people about the bottom of that driveway, man. What do we collectively miss? Who else spoke? Was at the bottom of that driveway? Let me know your thoughts. Any working data or theory, give it to them.
Yeah, there's even more about the.
We're gonna work this driveway.
I think in the very first interview of Fred's, he talked about the bottom of the driveway and the wood at the bottom of the driveway too. So yeah, there's a lot of talk about that area, but I mean, I understand there. It is true. Most people have to park at the bottom because it will tear up your vehicle going up that if you can even get up the hill. Yay! I made a laugh, said Lucky Lou. Told that it was one of Andy's relatives, the girl that was mixed race. Jody said that it was one of Andy's relatives, the girl that was mixed race. So she recognized it. So she's going to admit that that's true about a mixed girl in a passenger side van. But anything that Fred says on Andy's a lie, right? It's funny how, even Andy admits and recognizes what Fred's talking about. Even, except the money at the bottom, he tries to act like, oh, I don't know. But even he even admitted Fred said that he ran into Andy, drove by his place, and Andy admitted it. Or by the place he was staying. So Fred wasn't lying about that. But why is Jody Sue lying about Fred stalking him? Does anybody know if Andy's... Well, no, I'm not going to ask that. Well, I am. Because Fred put it in the post, or in that comment. Does anybody know what Jody Sue's parents drive? Not Jody Sue's parents, I'm sorry. Andy's parents. I'm just curious if they have a silver van. Is there any mixed teens that live on Ben Hill? No. The scream was unfounded because recording Jody Sue said Summer went missing at 3:20 and heard the scream at 5:30. Hey, hair curlers in crime. Nuh-uh. I've seen their silver van on okay. If you want to send me if you see that again, send me a screenshot so I could show Fred, please. There's been a van stalking Fred for days. A silver van. I thought she said the scream was about 4:42. Yeah, well, either way, she said on recording that she said different times, I think, Amy. I don't know. But everybody knows Summer didn't go missing at 5:30. Right? I mean, I think the major consensus of the group is that of this community is that Summer went missing around 3-ish, 3:30-ish. 3 to 3:30-ish. That's why Jody Sue got so mad when Candace went on Prayer Gardens and took it back 8 hour, I bet. Think she says scream to help out Candace? I kind of think so too. I think at the beginning they were all like trying to, she was like, oh, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Even though, you know, here we are years later and she's told us like some horrific stories of what she witnessed. But they wouldn't do that, guys. They're sedating their kids, young girls up at that hill, supposedly. But, oh, they wouldn't do that. Doesn't look good, Jody Sue. Why were you doing that? So, Sherry, you're going to go live after my live and talk about a similar thing. Is that what you said? And who heard the scream? Exactly. Then Poe posted early afternoon. Makes you wonder. Yep. When Candace didn't share some of her money, she turned on her. I remember that. Yep. I think she said, okay. And who heard the scream? Jody Sue and her son. At least they've talked about it. I don't know. Did she claim her daughter did too? She turned her daughter into a liar as well. A manipulator. Freaking having your son spy for you or whatever the freak that you guys were doing when your son was in the woods. That's crazy. You put your son in danger like that, but then get on YouTube and act like, oh, everybody's targeting my kids. JC, you put your kids in more danger than anybody on here combined. And I'm not exaggerating. Why would you have your son? I mean, obviously you were part of that if you're right at the bottom of the driveway immediately when all this commotion's happening. You're blaring your horn because you probably don't want your son to get shot or something. Or hurt in some way. Funny how you were right there to save the day. How convenient. When she started talking about showering with Summer, yeah. You and Ziggy, please be careful. I've watched her try to set up people real life, but doing it on YouTube. I know. I just have to. I'm just gonna start. I'm trying not to say as much on here because people just. Yeah, it gets turned around, and Fred, it's just really sad because Fred is truly trying to do good. You know, he really is. And we have so many people who are on probation and stuff that are trying to figure out ways around getting in trouble and like trying to still use and trying to do this and do that. You know? Trying to sneak. But no, he's like doing everything. We're doing everything by the book. Otherwise, he would already be up here. So it's just sad that he's really trying to do good and people are trying to corrupt that for some reason. Jody Sue, who came out of the woods? Why? When I shot Roy Fanning, Jody Sue, wasn't it Andy? Was all that a part of the plan before Summer went missing? Yeah, that was weird. They come out arguing. Fred is a threat to Jody Sue's freedom, in my opinion. I think because of some things that have come out in the past and the information that Fred has given us that has been correct, in my opinion. And Jody Sue knows that, and Andy knows that. I think that, yeah, I think they feel threatened and are scared what we'll figure out over time, you know, together, me and him. Because she knows that Fred knows that area better than most people, or knows most of those people around there. Yeah, she almost went to jail at night. I know, I'm empathetic too, but like, because I know it can't be a happy life that she's living currently. But she does, you know, that's what happens when your whole life, you know, everything you say and do is a lie. I feel, you know, the community should be outraged because there's still a missing child. Exactly. No reward from FBI for poor summer. I wonder what that means. Like, I wonder what that means. For hitting on Andy? Oh, really? You were about to go to jail for domestic violence and hitting Andy? I thought he was a scary monster. Man, they're freaking taking these, you know, these rioters for January 6th extremely seriously. I'm reading a whole article of one of the rioters that they had recognized somehow and figured out who they were and prosecuted. And now they put out, it says that he's failed to report to prison this summer to begin his 9-month sentence, and he's on the run. He's in Indiana, I guess, or he was. They're saying that he might be in Canada. That's crazy. Wow, they're really. I wonder how many of those rioters they have identified and prosecuted. Jody Sue wore the pants. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I guarantee they probably have some weird dominatrix relationship. I could totally see. Can't you guys see Jody Sue being like a dominatrix? I mean, I call him like I had Ernie pegged from very beginning. Watched Andy on the live stream when you and Fred first went public, and he gave him the worst advice ever. Yeah, they were trying to tell. He was like, "Oh, they won't come and get you." Oh, okay. So we would have to live our whole life, you know, just wondering when he's going to get caught. When we could just, you know, do the right thing now so we don't have to deal with that in the future, which in the future it would suck even worse. He'd probably be, yeah, I don't know. Oh, that was probably on my live, Shay, when the Andy and Fred face off live, where they were both up on my panel. That was like crazy night. That would have been around March or February. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, that one, would that be? Yeah, March or February, yes. Because it would have been soon after Fred had gotten out of jail. Honestly, think if she did hit Andy, it's out of frustration and probably self-defense. She was chasing him, Juniper, through the woods. She almost went to jail. They live nowhere near where Fred lives. Andy was trying to hide from her and take off. And she freaking was chasing him. And he comes out over at Fred's. And here comes Jody Sue right behind him, screaming like a maniac, right in front of the cops. She's the one that almost got arrested, not Andy. All the attention. I just wonder, though, Lucky Lou, if they know something. You know, that they have an idea of what happened to Sebastian, and that's why they did it, because they think that it's probably part of some kind of plan, or, you know, a phishing technique. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, because Summer Wells got a lot of attention too. I mean, do you guys think that Sebastian has gotten more attention than Summer? Or do you guys, or maybe people are thinking that because it's just been so long since the beginning of Summer's case, and maybe it's hard to remember how everything was? It's supposed to be this. Is that really what happened when the Equid search they ran into someone screaming? Oh, really? How many times did I interview Andy? Wasn't it just that time? I have no interest. Oh, thank you, Luminous. She sent a Cash App and said, "Just because I love you." Well, thank you so much. That'll go towards my fund, my Tennessee fund. Sebastian case is just as crazy, if not more. I'm just wondering. Like, yeah, if FBI knows something. And maybe for Summer, because more than likely, Sebastian is probably, I feel like Summer was probably sold originally. I don't know if she's alive now, and that's just my theory. Sold or trafficked, same thing, I feel like. Because it's all, if she was sold, it was, for me, I absolutely believe it was not some family wanting a child. I don't think so. I hope so. I hope that would be the best case, I think, but I don't think so. I don't, in Sebastian's case, I don't think that's a possibility. Like the trafficking part, or being sold for some type of weird pedo or something. Yeah, we can see you, Rose. They know enough in Summer's case not to offer a reward at this point. It's coming. I hope so. We should do a live together sometime and sort and work, share information, compare and sort. Yeah, for sure. I just looked up at the time when I had been in live for an hour, 11 minutes exactly. 111. No, he doesn't have any. He just feels like that. He doesn't know. No. Trust. If we knew. I don't know if I would say anything, but we don't. No, I wish. I know, November rain, but it feels like the beginning of Summer Wells' case, how it was at the beginning when Summer went missing. But I think that the parents are just a little bit more smart and a little bit more book smart. And they learn quicker that it doesn't help that they're hurting themselves going live. Because I don't think Chris is going on panels anymore, is he? Oh, you're welcome, Rose. Did you watch Mob Crew? If so, what do you think? What's Mob Crew? On what? What's the Mob Crew? For what? Or Mob Crew? On Summerwell? Mob. I've never seen this guy before. I'll have to check it out, but this is a channel that she was... Wait. Yeah, this is a channel she's talking about. About jamming the surveillance cameras. About, like, with Summer Wells? Nah, I don't think so.
What's up, Mob Crew?
Power Homeschool, the leader in providing online lessons to families homeschooling their children.
That's what's confusing.
What's up, guys? I'm Chris. A failed abduction of a young boy happened just 2 days after Summer Wells went missing. Also, authorities need our help in finding the owner of a red truck that was seen nearby where the Summer Wells went missing. Also, today's missing person case is Jesse McFerrin. He was last seen in Tigard, Oregon. He'll be featured at the end of my video, so please stay until the end for that. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover murder, mystery, to the paranormal. Okay, so we know Summer Wells was last seen on June 15th at her residence up Ben Hill Road in
What the heck?
Hawkins County, Tennessee. I have a video where I break down the final moments she was last seen, so if you haven't seen that, please check that out first. So only 2 days later, that's right, 2 days later after Summer Wells went missing, and only 25 miles away, a man, Tony Hammonds, pulled into a residence where a 12-year-old boy was mowing his lawn. The man yelled out, "Come here, boy," and he tried to grab the 12-year-old. The scared 12-year-old boy quickly ran in through the garage and into the house while being chased by Tony. Luckily, the boy's mother was home, and she yelled out, "I'm calling the police."
Wow.
And the man retreated back to his car. Tony Hammonds was eventually caught 2 days later without incident. Now, authorities say that this was an isolated incident and the two are not connected, but the timing and close proximity is way too eerie. Now, just digging into a little bit of Hammond's family has revealed that he has a brother that has related charges that I can't talk about, but I will dig further into the Hammond's family, and if I find something out, I will do a more detailed video. So authorities need our help finding the owner of a red or maroon truck that was last seen around the time of the disappearance of Summer Wells. It is supposedly a 98 to a 2000 Toyota Tacoma that is red or maroon, that has a full bed ladder rack on the back, an apparent ladder rack on the back. Toyota Tacoma.
See, Toyota pickup truck was seen in the area of Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road. In the area of late afternoon to early evening on either Monday, June 14th or 15th. Like my post says, guys. Gavel geeks. One of your fucking little inconsistencies that you wanted to say, or lies of Fred, was that, oh, Fred's got to be lying because the red truck would have been on camera too. First of all, do we even know it was on Ben Hill Road? It says in the area. 2, no camera until Thompson's Drive, past Andy Sue and past Jody Sue and Andy's.
Tacoma that is red or maroon, that has a full bed ladder rack on the back, and apparently white buckets in the back of the bed. It is stressed that the owner is not a suspect, but a possible witness to seeing something on the day that Summer Wells went missing. So there is also another story about a red or maroon truck that was seen on a trail cam that had 2 little kids in the bed of the truck. One was a boy and one was a girl with pink and gray on. Apparently this was captured around Big Elm Road in Church Hill, which is pretty close to the Summer Wells residence. At this time, I don't have a specific date on when this trail cam incident happened, but I will put it in the details as soon as I find out.
I don't remember that.
So what do you guys think about the timing of the abduction? Just 2 days later and only 25 miles away. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should I dig deeper? Thank you so much for watching. Please smash that like button.
So I was just checking out this guy because you guys were mentioning him. 3 people heard the scream. Really? 3 people. Okay.
What's up, Mob Crew? I'm Chris. Don Wells claims that his wife made some bad friends. I go over that interview, plus the one with the neighbor that heard a scream. I want to know what you guys think about it. Also, today's missing person case is Alicia Navarro, last seen in Glendale, Arizona. She'll be featured at the end of my video. And if you know somebody that recently went missing and need the exposure, please email me. The details are in the description. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover murder, mystery, to the paranormal. So if you don't receive notifications and you're using a phone, I heard if you unsubscribe and resub and turn on notifications and hit the bell, this should reset everything and fix the problem. With PC users, the most common problem is the browser is blocking the notifications. So you just need to go in and allow notifications for YouTube. Hopefully this helps some of you out. So today's video, I'm going to play the interview with Don Wells and Brian Enton. It is just a short clip, but here it is.
Is it possible that something happened to Summer that Candace knows about that's not her fault, but she is just nervous now and feeling bad about it?
Well, no, because she knows better. She would know to go directly to law enforcement. An accident's one thing. She would never do something like that. She knows better than that. I know it happens. It does happen with people. But no, she would go directly to law enforcement. She'd call an ambulance right away, number one, do anything. She would freak out. I mean,
could she have gotten herself into a situation where it wasn't her fault, but
no,
you know what I mean?
No. She's a good mother. She loves her children. She's not going to allow any situation like that. The biggest mistake she might have made is maybe choosing some wrong friends, which is, it happens.
It was interesting there. He said she made some wrong friends. We talked a lot more about that. It was a long conversation. We're going to have it all for you coming up tomorrow night. Marnie?
I look forward to that.
So what do you guys think? And who do you think Don is talking about? Could he be talking about Hunter's family, like Allie and her mother, who since Summer has gone missing, has had some conflicting stories on the timeline of events and kind of had a falling out since that day? Or could it be others that Candace has had problems with? And could this have something to do with Summer Wells being taken? So we also learned from the interview that Brian...
Really, Fred? Fred says Dawn was calmer than that the evening Summer went missing. That's crazy. Wow. Let me see what you guys are saying. She already harmed children. She harmed her firstborn. So we hear Candace's firstborn lost a layer of skin on his ass due to diaper rash. Oh my gosh. Right? I mean, I kind of believe at the beginning, Summer, at first, I do believe Summer was alive. I believe she was alive for a little bit, at least, for some time. Hopefully still is. But I don't know if she's still alive.
Enton went to talk to the sheriff, and he said that they were going to have some kind of press conference, I believe either tonight or tomorrow. I know Brian has some more to the interview tonight on News Nation. So the other interview I wanted to play for you all is the interview with Jody. She's a neighbor of Don Wells. And what she experienced that day on the 15th of June is pretty wild. Here's the clip.
The Wells family lives across the street from a neighboring property. On mirroring mountains, together they can be described as sentinels which sit high over Ben Hill Road. The night Summer went missing, the neighbor swears that she and her two children heard a scream shortly before they joined.
So two children, your two children.
The search for a now missing Summer Wells.
It's there, but you want to forget.
On the watch and hypervigilant. That's how Jody Sue Brown was the very day Summer Wells went missing.
There's no TV, no noise at all.
Jody Sue was in her cabin with her teenage kids, 19 and 14, waiting for anything.
We were kind of hyper alert because of
19 and 14? What? He was 19 when Summer went missing? That would make her daughter a freaking adult now, almost. Is that true? Right, McBro? She lied on their ages. She wanted us to believe they were little. What the fuck? What? I know, but I was thinking her daughter was like 14 now or 13 now. Whether she's 17 or 18, still, that's way fucking older than I thought she was. Sorry about my language. Freaking older than I thought she was. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not yelling at anybody. I'm just like shocked right now because that means, oh my God. So that means that Andy Jr. or Damien was just at the age to where he could be living by himself soon and stuff. Or, wow, that fits better with my theory than originally, because I was thinking he was a minor when Summer went missing. So this is like changes everything from, it changes maybe not everything, but a little bit for me, because wow. Kind of wonder, guys. I have a bad feeling that somehow Summer was possibly, oh gosh, has to do with her son. I mean, there's rumors that Jody Sue was purchased for Andy when she was young, at 13 or something like that. And Andy was about 18, 19, same age as Booger.
It had happened the day before, so we were listening for noise. Everything was kind of quiet.
The sale brought a plethora of people to their door, confused about which piece of land was for sale, leading to a dispute of property lines.
While we were out at one point doing survey lines, and there was a flash of a car that went up Candace and Donnie's driveway. Something about it struck me wrong.
She and her family next heard a truck door slamming and dismissed it as their neighbors. The next sound was harder to justify. About an hour and a half before Summer is thought to go missing, Jody Sue, her son, and her daughter heard something far more suspicious. A scream.
Stopped all three of us cold.
Her daughter was the first to go to the cabin door. Then all three were there listening still.
We heard just this kind of shrill.
The truth is, behind closed doors, the P word became my secret sin at age 10. And for the next 17...
Oh, almost animalistic scream.
Animalistic, but not an animal.
Knew it was, wrong. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't an animal.
That vigilance kicking into overdrive. Jody Sue and her son went out to look for the source of the scream.
My son and I decided to go out, look and see what we could see. We went back onto the bank. Didn't see anything, didn't hear anything.
They went on with their evening. The kids returned to being kids. Jody Sue headed down her driveway around 6 to tend to flowers.
And at this point, I start hearing Candace hollering for Summer.
That's still there to this day. Well, at least it was. Last time I was there, I guess I can't say till this day.
And then my brain immediately went.
I think that toy's still there too. That little Paw Patrol still sitting
Scream
there.
earlier. This. Uh-oh.
Jody Sue was the first to hear those calls and the first to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse. I tried to yell up at Candace. I was like, I'm looking, and I started looking.
Jody Sue searched one side of a creek, Summer's brothers the opposite side. And you gave statements to the police, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Jody Sue had been interviewed many times by investigators, bringing up the scream often. But the sheriff doesn't believe the scream is related to the disappearance of Summer Wells.
She's been interviewed numerous times by not only my agency, but the TBI and FBI, and we don't find anything with that complaint or information related to this case.
Jody Sue wishes she could go back
So what do you guys think? The sheriff doesn't believe that the scream is relevant. So does that mean that there is a big piece to the puzzle that they know that we don't for them to feel confident enough to say that? Honestly, if it was just one person that heard the scream, I would probably feel a little better about not being a big deal. But the fact that she said that there was no TV or anything like that to create a noise, it was quiet, and then you have three people, Jody, her son, and her daughter, all hearing the same thing, causing them to stop in their tracks, is pretty alarming. And then not only did she hear...
No, it's not. At that time, he didn't know. Nobody knew better, but I knew. I mean, at the beginning, I just didn't believe it ever. I even said on my early lives, I thought it was fake. Because she didn't come out with that scream until way after Summer went missing. Odd.
All night are soft and sweet. You close your eyes.
What's up, Mob Crew? I'm Chris, and in today's video, I dug up some key pieces of information in the Summer Wells case that some of you may not heard of yet. I go over that and so much more in today's video. Also, today's missing person case is Orrin and Orson West, two brothers that... So if you're new to the Summer Wells case, please check out my other video. And after watching almost every interview that I could find on this case, I came across this video that I have not seen anybody really talk about. This is a small clip made by Don Wells, and he talks about this hidden dog trail, and he mentions right at the end about search dogs getting a scent and a hit on Summer Wells, and it leads through this dog trail, and it ends up coming out on Ben Hill Road. Take a look.
There's the road. Yeah.
Well, I know this thing.
And earlier today, they said there was, when they come up here, somebody was on a property and run off. I can't confirm that, but that's what they were saying. I don't know though.
What?
And I don't know though. Property and run off. And earlier today, they said there was, when they come up here, somebody was on a property and run off. I can't confirm that, but that's what they were saying. I don't know though.
November 8, 2021. So was that when they caught Booger in the woods? Hasn't Jody Sue since admitted that she made that up? Oh my gosh. And straight up the bank on the other side. Yeah, Fred says, yeah, the dog trail doesn't stop at the road. It keeps going across the road and through up to Andy's property. Actually, it's probably not even a dog trail. It's probably a booger trail. That's probably what it really is. Oh, thank you, Yilva. Thank you so much. She says, keep up the good investigating. Thank you. Yeah, it's probably a booger trail, not a dog trail. He probably has walked that so many times that it's like a permanent trail. I'm just kidding. Obviously, that wouldn't be too sneaky.
Yeah. So that quick, right to the road. There's our mailbox. And this is where the search dogs trail ended. That's where the trail goes up through there. That's about it.
So I've never heard about the search dogs getting a hit on Summer Wells, which makes me think Don Wells was not even supposed to say anything about this. But this could be a huge piece of the puzzle that supports my theory. If you saw my first video, I pointed out a possible route that an abductor could have taken Summer Wells, and I had no idea about that dog trail at the time. And that trail is right where I thought she was taking. So to go along with my theory, during an interview with Don Wells, he mentions that the neighbors heard what sounded like a muffled scream.
Hey,
Our
Jen.
neighbors, at that time heard a scream, and she thought it was a really weird scream, like somebody had her mouth covered the whole time, and she was trying to catch a breath, kind of a scream. She could scream loud.
How close was that neighbor?
Well, from the bottom, from Ben Hill Road down there at the bottom, their driveway is directly across from ours almost, and it just goes straight up to that hill, and we live on this hill.
Why does he say that? See? He's trying to make it seem closer than it is. It's not directly across the street at all. Yeah, RL says it's at the end of the driveway. Oh, of course they do, Sharon. Of course they do. I think that's kind of partially right, Rose. I think CPS being involved definitely had something to do with her going missing at that specific time. But I think it was always in the plans, in the cards. To Donna Candace, I think they had this. They knew that they weren't going to have Summer. Candace has such a weird thing with girls. She wants all boys. She wants all boy dogs. She's weird about girls. She loves the boys. So I don't think that Summer was ever supposed to. I think they made this plan for her. I think it's horrible. They probably knew this for a long time, that they weren't going to have Summer forever, and that they were going to come up with some kind of bullshit like this. A path that gets a little flat and comes out at the bend halfway up the driveway. She's jealous.
So you don't think Candace would have heard that?
The neighbors happened to be right across the way on Ben Hill Road towards the same direction leading from the dog trail. So to get an exact...
Okay, so that's not the neighbor. Or that's not the neighbor. I think that he's
reference to where it leads from the house. Notice he points out an old generator, and he goes to the right of the generator through the tree line. And if we match that up, looking on Google Earth, you can see that same generator here. And so backing out a little bit, I point out the Wells home and the driveway in purple and the Ben Hill Road in orange, and the dog trail is in red, and the neighbors I got circled in yellow, and they were the ones that claimed to hear the scream.
Well, guys, that's not right. I can't believe he still has his video up. It's this one all the way back here. Wait, even further past that. Can you guys see my cursor? See, he even because that neighbor right there is even closer to Diane Candace's. They're making it seem like, see how they're confusing people? It's not right across the street. It's just not. They're doing this shit on purpose. My friend's husband. Oh, no. Which friend's husband? Christie's? No. He's not a pediatrician. No. I don't believe so. I know some that like female or male kids and vice versa. I know some old timers don't want a boy so they could work on the farm. Talk about overhearing Jody say, Have you ever heard Dawn talk about overhearing Jody saying, I'm sorry, I didn't know? I heard Jody Sue saying that about the boys, claiming that she overheard one of the boys saying to Candace, I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's not my fault, or something like that. Yeah, so they're purposely, see what they're doing? And this guy thought, oh, okay, across the street. Must be right here. But it's not. And it's not even this over here. It's past that. It's a little bit further. That's part of their property, whatever that is. I don't think that's the house, though.
So doing an approximate estimate from the dog trail and the neighbors, it is only approximately 456 feet away, which is about 138 meters. And after doing just a little bit of research, I found that the average scream can be heard up to around 590 feet or 180 meters. So it is very possible that the neighbors did hear a scream from that distance. So further supporting my theory about the basement door and how it could have
This bathroom's so musty.
been unlocked for someone to enter and wait for summer, Don Wells claimed in an interview that not only did his sons used to leave the basement door unlocked all the time, but that he would come down and see that they'd left the door wide open as well.
2 ways into that room, right? Down the stairs,
right,
or a back door.
Right.
How tall is the back door knob off? I mean, you probably
Well, she could open it, no problem, I'm sure. But the boys would always leave that door open all the time, and we'd tell them, you got to keep that door locked. But they would leave it wide open all the time. We'd go down there and the door would be wide open, or unlocked.
That's common.
And,
What's right outside the door there?
And sadly, the last people to see Summer Wells alive was the 3 boys. And apparently Summer had came up and asked one of her brothers if they could come down and play with her, but he was busy playing with this game and didn't want to.
that Summer wanted him to go down and play with toys with her, and he's like, no, Summer, I'm playing this game, I'm not going down there. So she goes down there by herself. As far as we know, I mean, that's the last she was seen was by her boys.
And there's an interview with Don, and next to him is one of his sons.
And she wanted to go into the house, so my wife watched her go into the door, and she went into the house, and the boys.
Well, how much you want to think that he told his son to go there and act really sad and just, you know. It's in one of Jody Sue's 10-part videos where she has the eye makeup. She hops out the creek telling Candace, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Huh. And her big littles. I think he knows. I think the boy, I don't know. I would think he would be sad was his, but I don't know. I don't know what happened to Summer Wells. But I mean, you don't think it's weird he had his adult son, right, or his minor son right next to him like that? He did that on purpose to get sympathy. That's what I mean. I don't mean to say, oh, he wasn't sad about Summer missing. So I said that. But I feel like Dawn used him as a prop.
So we're on the internet, of course, and she wanted to go downstairs and play with her toys. So when her mother come in, she says, where's Summer? She went down in the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there, and she was gone.
And the poor kid is looking down and sad during the interview. It makes me wonder if he was the one Summer asked to come and play. And that really breaks my heart. I hope those boys are doing okay. They have been taken into child services since Summer Wells went missing. Due to the fact that the parents are not coping well, Don Wells has had a bad alcohol problem and has been arrested recently for a DUI and other charges not related to the Summer Wells case. And Candace Bly Wells, the mother of Summer, she has the same problem with alcohol and also some drug use as well. So I have uncovered so much more, but I don't have time to put this all in one video. But I've already started making a part 3 where I break down all the known possible suspects, including the parents. Even though I
Healer. There you are, Fred. God. Hey, Justin. How's it going? Don said one of the boys don't want away from him, but who knows the truth? Okay, so many times trying to make sense of it. Don Wells' coworker, ex-boyfriend, Jose. Ex-boyfriend. Yeah. But see, I understand this guy. Pink cocaine. That must be ketamine cocaine, huh?
No matter who you are, there are times it can be tough to be yourself when you have severe asthma.
The Instagram model who caused a chain reaction crash in Miami, allegedly while high on pink cocaine, is now facing new upgraded charges as more details come out about her dangerous decisions.
That's really
We're discussing
deep, though.
all the latest developments in the case
Ketamine's
against
not that
Macy Ladders with
man.
former prosecutor Melba Pearson.
Holy crap.
Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Sierra Gillespie. Just last year, it's usually a combination of a lot of different things, from ketamine, ecstasy, cocaine, meth, opioids, and other.
See how genius your girl Ziggy is? You guys need to start listening. Oh gosh. Wow, I'm so proud of knowing all about drugs. I think the boys knew more than they even knew. Yeah, probably. I mean, they're young and they're not Don said he didn't understand how the boys could go on and act happy at times. Don is a dumb kid. Kids react that way. They are very resilient and didn't realize at times how permanent this could be. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they didn't realize exactly what was really happening.
Other psychoactives. Researchers say it's pink in color, really just for looks. Hey, listen up. I have something you're not going to want to miss. Today, Upside is sponsored. Speed limit on that road was 30.
Well, ketamine can cook up pink, but not that pink. So they must be putting something in it to make it even pinker, like some kind of dye. It'd be like light pink. Gosh, and if it's that pink, that would be a lot of ketamine. That's like, it looked like pure ketamine.
Her upgraded charges now include reckless vehicular homicide and reckless driving causing serious bodily injury. When she appeared in bond court on those charges, this time she was wearing an orange jail jumpsuit. Her attorney told the court via Zoom that he wasn't told about this hearing until the very last minute.
Oh, this is I'm surprised, like, to even see this ketamine coming back around. I haven't heard anything about it until very recently. Now all of a sudden there's this pink cocaine. This is like the second time I've heard about this pink cocaine. Oh gosh. Sorry. I see, the last time I've ever seen anything like that is when I'm in my early 20s. And I really, I mean, back in that was back when, the rave scene and stuff was big. I thought that kind of died out, but it seems like it's making a way back. Okay, Shay, are you going live?
Now she's facing the additional charges of
it's mainly ketamine and cocaine, I promise you. I promise you, that's what
vehicular homicide
is.
And depending on the toxicology results, she may also face additional charges of DUI manslaughter.
I don't know what.
And she doesn't look anything like her pictures. That's her.
Would you be interested in collecting 5-figure paychecks for a few hours of work, helping me in your spare time from home? I'm on a mission to recover $10 million within the next 12 months to American patriots that have unrightly been robbed of these funds and are not aware of the
DUI manslaughter.
I don't know why we're here without the state providing me notice that this is going to take place. This is an ambush, Your Honor.
A judge had previously set Lathers' bond at $140,000, which Lathers had posted. She was reportedly preparing to be released when the prosecution filed additional charges. $26,000 was added to the previous bail amount, plus stricter rules for Lathers' house arrest. She was released just this week. There's a lot to unpack in this case, so let's get right to it with Melba Pearson, a former prosecutor right there in Florida. Melba, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. Super excited to dive into this because there's...
What were you asking her to show you? Yeah, ketamine and cocaine are the two, and sometimes they'll put in other party drugs like ecstasy and stuff like that, like they said. It's the mixture of them that people like, those certain drugs. It's like a party drug. It's big. Them two together gives them all together gives effect, because a lot of people use ketamine and ecstasy together. So it makes sense that they would put ecstasy in it sometimes. MDMA.
There's some interesting aspects here.
And one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you specifically is you're in Miami. So what's the vibe down there about this story?
I think most people are kind of like, what the fill in the blank, right? Because it's such a bizarre story. And, we're no stranger, sadly, to people using drugs and strange things happening, because the reality is Miami is, like certain cities across the world, is a party hub, right? So we are no stranger to people drinking too much, partying too much, and things going awry. But pink cocaine, most of us had never heard of that. We only remembered like kind of Pablo Escobar, like cocaine was white. So now obviously they're calling it as a nickname pink cocaine. It's really ketamine with other additives that make it pink. But, we had the epidemic of bath salts at one point, maybe about 10 years ago, where we had someone who was under the influence and engaged in some very cannibalistic acts, right? So this is not abnormal for Miami, but I just think the series of events and the fact that, two people were horribly victimized as a result of this was in a major street. So this was North Miami Avenue, which crosses through some major cities and areas within the Metro Miami area. So the location made it scary in terms of more people could have been hurt. That's sort of the thought process I seem to be hearing on socials and just kind of colloquially around the community.
The pink cocaine is part of it that's really making headlines. And I want to talk about that for a second. I first heard about this in the Lil Rod filing against P. Diddy, the civil suit that we've talked about so many times here on
Yeah, and that's why I was
and that's when we first heard about the pink cocaine. And now we're hearing about it again. I know Diddy has a house in Miami. And you said sometimes drugs have their trends. Is this something that you're seeing a lot in Miami then?
I can't say that I'm seeing a lot per se, but it seems to be more like that designer drug, right? Like it's not something that you would necessarily go to your, for lack of a better word, going to your dealer on the corner and getting, right? This seems to be more of a party drug akin to what ecstasy and MDMA was to the early 2000s and the late 90s. Like this is the kind of the trendy drug that's used at parties, in certain circles. And, again, I mean, it does have serious effects. Not that I've ever taken it. Not that I've ever taken it or anything. Wink, wink. Caitlin came in here again, just asked me if I could Uber her friends here. I'm like, from freaking 30 minutes away. No. Not that I've ever done it or anything. I could recognize it, but because ketamine, the base is ketamine, and ketamine is literally horse tranquilizer. So you can only imagine the types of after effects that people experience while on this drug, and it makes it more logical in terms of the strange statements she made to law enforcement, the way she
mix it together, because ketamine is so short acting, and it used to have the back in the day, back when I was is in the party scene, it had the reputation of being the safest. Everybody knew it to be the safest drug out there. But you can't, it's not safe to drive on it. That's what they say is safe, as far as like, because it's so short acting, but it's really not. Don't think that. It's not, but that's how, compared to other drugs, that's how they try to that's what they tried to say. But by itself, it doesn't give you quite, it does like for a very short time put you in this want, you don't know what's going on. But if you mix it with other things, it intensifies the other drugs, and they intensify each other. And yeah.
Behaving, it's all very consistent with some of the strange effects that you would see with ketamine plus additives, which basically would be the pink cocaine.
Mike Braun is working for Hoosiers by prioritizing smart policies over partisanship.
But here's the hard part for the defendant, because so often we cover stories where the person is drunk or high, and we've learned pretty quickly that's not a defense. Just because you were drinking and driving, or you were drinking and you were on some sort of drug, that's not really a defense. You can't just claim that. So what sort of defense could she even have in this case?
I mean, I think her defense would, could be, again, did not see all of the statements that were available, but it might be possible that she may claim involuntary intoxication. So in other words, she was quote unquote roofied, somebody put it in her drink, she didn't know, something along those lines. No. But based on my understanding of the way it's ingested, that's not likely, right? So it's... I
mean, it can be ingested through anyway. I mean, you don't have to snort it. But no, I don't think that ketamine's so short acting. If they were going to try to, I don't know. She would have had to, if she was that messed up, she would have had to have done it very, very recently, because like I said, ketamine is so short acting, but there's other drugs in it too, but cocaine's short acting too. Cocaine is something you do every you don't do one line and it lasts forever or for several hours. People continuously do it because it's very short acting. The ecstasy is the only thing that would be the long, the thing that would be, and yeah, I mean, you don't want to drive on it, but it's not like, yeah, no. The dangerous drugs would definitely be that ketamine, but if she would have done it right before, because it makes you can't drive on that stuff at all. Like, oh my gosh, you're in a different world but it's just like a short time.
Because it's not something that comes in a liquid that could easily be, hidden and then put in someone's drink and you wouldn't know. Like, you have to make a conscious effort to take it. So I don't think the involuntary intoxication defense would work here. I only think she could basically claim, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I didn't mean to act in this manner. This is out of character for me. I'm willing to go to rehab. I'm willing to pay restitution. I'm willing to do anything you tell me to do, basically, because I'm in the wrong here.
Did her accident? Okay. Macy Lathers, a self-proclaimed artist and model, was allegedly driving 80 miles an hour when her Mercedes caused a chain reaction in Miami. A judge increased Lathers' bond after the prosecutor added new charges of reckless driving and vehicular homicide. Long Crime Sierra Gillespie examines the latest evidence. Yeah. People died. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Yep. GHB GHB even by itself, like, it doesn't last very long, but like mixed with alcohol, it does. It's weird. People abuse GHB too. by itself. It doesn't cause you to automatically forget everything but like mixed with alcohol, the two together, it does. I mean, I guess if you did a lot of GHB, it probably would make you forget. Pulled in, I guess, too long. She said Kenny ate one good meal today. Fried chicken, taters, coleslaw, biscuits, and fruit. Much better than yesterday. So who's Kenny? Aww. Thank you, Valerie. Are you here? I wish we could write on Valerie. Thank you so much, Valerie. Oh. All right, let's.
I think kind of a mea culpa approach is going to be the best here, because there's not a lot that you can really defend. You've got, witnesses on site. You've got the police officers and their testimony. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of medical evidence in terms of testing to be able to establish that she was under the influence, or whether it must have been probably a blood test that was able to identify that that's what was in her system at the time of the crime. So there's going to be an overwhelming amount of evidence showing that she was under the influence of an illicit drug and that she caused harm as a result. So I don't see much of a defense here. This is basically, how quickly can I take a plea?
Did you know that almost half of black-led brands are discovered by word of mouth? That means the easiest thing to do is the thing that can make the biggest difference.
Trust you, don't know what you missing.
That's why every time we find a new gem, we gotta pass it on.
And what adds to that too is the fact that she didn't have a license at the time she was driving. And then we later found out she was banned from having a license. They said you can't even have one. So I know we talked about her defense, maybe I'm sorry taking a plea deal. In this case, it seems to me that she knew between right and wrong. She knows she doesn't have a license and she got behind the wheel. I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, I'm always of two minds when it comes to people not having a license in Florida. I mean, there's some reasons that are income driven, let's put it that way, why some people don't have a license. So for instance, if you end up maybe you get into an accident, or maybe you got too many tickets and it piled up, you didn't pay them on time, the interest compounded, and now out of a lack of financial resources, you can't pay your tickets, which then results in your license being suspended. That's a little different than someone, let's say, getting a previous DUI and then being banned from driving as a result, because that's just a whole different, that's not a need-based type situation. And then also on top of it, Florida, especially Miami, is very difficult from the standpoint that we don't have any real public transportation down here. So if you're trying to get to work, trying to get your kid to school, or, there's an emergency.
Wow. See, you know what's so weird about that? I don't know. I guess I haven't been to Miami except like actual Miami. I go to South Beach, or I used to go to South Beach all the time. But because my dad did have a place there, he sold it a couple years ago, which I'm sad about. But anyways, in South Beach, actually having a vehicle is quite opposite of what she's saying in South Beach. So that's weird. But Miami, I've been to Miami Airport. But like in South Beach, like having a car is like almost a hassle. Surely they have Uber and stuff there. In Miami, they have buses like crazy in South Beach. You can even ride them for free too. And everybody rides them. It's not like here or where in most towns, like everybody takes public transportation, and South Beach. I mean, it's a hassle to walk. You can't park anywhere. There's no parking anywhere. Like, or if you do, you have to pay. Like, you have to pay to park everywhere you freaking go. And yeah, it's such a hassle to have a car in South Beach. And you can walk pretty much anywhere in South Beach. So I don't know if I would say, I guess I can't really say. Do any of you guys live in Miami? Is it really as difficult to get around like she says? Yeah, who's Kenny? Aw, is that your husband? Streetcars and buses. Fred, are you still here? What the fuck? Hold on. Jody Sue just posted this. That I have for you, says Fred. So I guess I can go ahead and tell the little story. So who else? Did I miss anybody, Fred, as far as who you've seen now that you have been in that area? I don't think Jody Sue even knows you saw her. Jody Sue, Andy, and Dawn. And that's not even Jody Sue. Actually, he didn't see Jody Sue from fucking driving. Or he didn't go try finding these people. Andy and Dawn went by where was at. Jody Sue just posted she must or added this short like that. She posted that's evidence that I said you had seen Jody Sue. Where was it that you saw Jody Sue? It was at a public place, Jody Sue, or something like that. It was not from driving past your place, you weirdo. God. You clip it just exactly so we won't have context, Jody Sue. That's the post she deleted my comment and blocked me. Dawn one other time too, but it was just in passing. This time was funny though. Dawn, are you afraid of the hard questions that I have for you, says Fred? So I guess I can go ahead and tell the little story. So who else? Did I miss anybody, Fred, as far as who you've seen now that you have been in that area? I don't think Jody Sue even knows. So somehow, because Fred saw you somewhere, that means that he's stalking you, even though you don't fucking go outside your camper like ever. What the fuck are we gonna see, Jody Sue? It's a cousin, okay? Bile duct cancer. Oh, man. I know, right? Sammy, just show. Yeah, exactly. A good point. Just show the pictures, please. So you got me saying that Fred saw you, and you did not see him. It was in a public place, Jody Sue. And it was one time. My understanding, it was like a gas station or something, from what I remember. I seen Jody Sue pulling in Zoomers. What was she driving? Oh, God. He saw you pulling into Zoomers. Oh, no. Gosh. How horrible. Fred, you stalker. Oh, yeah. How come the couple times I've been at freaking Zoomers, my picture's been fucking taken? It's so weird. And guess who always posted the same fucking psycho? I know, November Rain. I don't know. I did a tarot reading on her. When was it? Last night. She loves attention. She just loves attention. She's always been like that. I mean, look at how so that's why it's confusing. It's like, and are you guilty or are you just trying to bring attention to yourself and make money? Anything to keep you in the loop so you can keep bringing in super chats. Fred thinks that she doesn't want the case to be solved because she's making money. Well, actually, he said that about several of them, like the creators and stuff like that they want to be able to keep making money off Summer Wells. And so they don't want things to get figured out so they can continue for fucking another 3 years talking about Summer Wells and what could have happened to her and keep raking in money. Zoomers is a gas station. Friends working at Zoomers. Yeah, I remember talking to the girl too who tried to act like she was so nice and stuff too. And I talked to her about my channel. I know who it was that freaking took my picture. Yeah, Andy was on camera as Zoomers getting gas around 5:30 on the 15th of June. There's a timestamp. So Andy was at Zoomers at 5:30 on June 15th. How long does it take to get to Zoomers to Ben Hill? That would have been crazy if you would have saw Dawn there too, Fred. If Andy and Dawn would have been there. That would be freaking insane, but just makes me wonder. That's exactly what Jody Sue says. Who would not want Summer's case solved? Really, the perpetrator. You would think it'd be the perpetrators. And LA pulled the footage. I hope they did. Oh my God, everyone's stalking, harassing, and terrorizing her, threatening her life. It's nonsense. Yep, I agree, Mama T. She went stalking Fred, so she's worried. I don't know. Yeah. The only time that I'm gonna really watch Jody Sue or even bother with her is when she's being a weirdo like this. Like, she obviously still has not gotten any sleep. So 20 minutes. So then that would probably put, let's say he was at the gas station for 10 minutes. If he went straight from Zoomers home, then he would have got there at Ben Hill Road about 6, right? 6-ish. And oh my gosh, it says it's 96 degrees outside right now, guys. I bet it's going to storm like crazy tonight because it's going to drop 15 degrees. Yeah, 5 p.m. Actually, it looks like storms might be happening. Dang, I was going to mow tomorrow, but it looks like it can rain. It's going to be, but next week, It's going to be much cooler. Sunday, it's going to be almost 90 though. 50% humidity. Ew. We need to see if we can find a report from Ogden, Utah, for Don Wells. I found out a bunch of court documents a long time ago on this this website, like for court records, and there was a lot of old documents on there for. I mean, we've seen them, but it's been years on here. I mean, I've showed them. I need to relook and see if it was ever, if there, I don't know if it would be public, if there's a way to publicly or find out. There has to be a way to get the record somehow. I'm told it was 1988 about the year of 1988 when Don Wells tried to sell his son, Little Donnie. I'm going to see if I can find some kind of report on that. How could I go about that? It's storming in Alabama right now. Summer moon, Utah Wells. Summer moon. Well, because they're from Utah, I guess, Rose. But she was. But see, also, one thing that I don't think people know is that, well, maybe they do know, but they just don't really think about. Don stayed at Ben Hill sometimes, like at his mom's before she passed. Before him and Candace were even together, he would come and go. He would be there. He'd stay there sometimes, and then he'd go off to probably Arkansas or Alabama or Georgia. What was it that the Alabama? No, Georgia is one of them. So hot here in North Carolina too. It was nice for a couple weeks in the mid 80s. This is the hottest I've. Oh wow! How did it just drop to 90 degrees now? Just said okay. All right. It did just say 96. Okay, good. It's not as quite as hot. I couldn't. You guys. I almost did not walk to go get my Diet Coke this morning. That's how. I was just, and if I'm not going to get that, then something wrong. Excuse me, puppies. I need this cord. Plug my phone in. Well, guys, I think I'm going to go for a little bit and take a break. I'm very happy you guys hung out with me this afternoon. I'm trying to do different times for people who can't make late night lives and stuff. So, I'm trying to mix it up a bit. I'm a mod for, awesome. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome, Shay. I love him. I've loved Jumpsuit Pablo. If you ever get cool with him, well, shit, you'd probably have him on your. I was gonna say I want to interview with him. That's so. I was about to say if you ever get cool with him, tell him I want to interview with him. But no, if you're cool with him, you better have an interview yourself. I tried to reach out to him one time. A long time ago. Forget what it was about though, but I wanted him on my channel. I knew the chances were probably very low, but I can't remember what it was I wanted to talk to him about though. Gosh. Yeah, he's hilarious. I think he started on TikTok, like he was like popular on TikTok and then moved over to YouTube. You haven't heard of him? Here. I'm just gonna pick one. This for who he is.
You're sitting on the edge of the
I'm
table and capture.
I am a doctor.
I understand that.
Oh, are you?
So how did he perform on that?
He had decreased reflexes in his arms. He had 1 out of 5, and
so
let's put these bad boys on so we can see when they start. There we go.
I'll try, Mama T.
Where should I sit? I want a good seat.
I don't know who this Wade. I don't understand this Wade
Do
Wilson
I have
thing.
to subscribe?
Did he used to be a TikTok? Did this Wade Wilson guy used to have TikTok or something? I never got into that case. He looks crazy. That Wade Wilson dude. Chucky face too. A chunky face? Chuchy face? What's that mean? Hey, truly. I'm about to get off here. I hate always saying that right after somebody comes in. Yeah, that's great. Wade murdered 2 women in Florida 5 years ago. What's that? What about, why do they call him a TikTok star or whatever? It's because everyone put him all over TikTok and became obsessed with him. Oh. I was like, I want to see his TikTok. Before he became a permanent resident of Florida Penitentiary. Chuchy face. Cutie face. Aw. Aw, Fred, you have a chuchy face. Fred has a chuchy face. He has a cutie face. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.